screens because I have a bunch of screens ready to go out there. But so we keep all that. And then this is where I store all the film from like all the jobs. Like here's an Out of Pocket shirt, here's No Right, MS Paint, Public Opinion, RBS shirt. So I keep all that stuff there. And then when we're ready to make a screen, we use this exposure unit and we put the film on there. And then we're burning the image onto the screen using this, which is like a process that is probably too in-depth to explain. But from there, we kind of take out here. I got this washout booth where we wash out the image. It's a lot like photography, actually. The way that like you're kind of like developing a screen the way that you would develop film. But that's where we wash it out, and then this is the press where we print everything, and then all of our like ink inventory. Most of the ink that we do is actually mixed, like custom for the job, because we want to try and match whatever color the customer has on the art file. So we mix a lot of stuff per job, but we store a couple colors on hand. And this is the press where we load the screens up, all the shirts go on your pallets, and we print them. And once they're done, we throw them on this belt and it goes through this giant oven, which cures the ink onto the shirt, and then it falls into a big basket over there. And then box it up, ship it out. And that's pretty much
That's the process.
Yeah.
What's that big thing over there?
That's just an air compressor. This thing runs on air. Like all of the printing, like I don't have anything loaded in there, but you load a squeegee in here, and all like the pressure for like the actual printing comes from the air compressor. So everything's around that. That's my old press that I used to print on. That's just all by hand, and now it just sits there like a paperweight. But I used to print on there I did every print by hand, sweating my ass off and ruining my wrists, printing hundreds of shirts every day. And then now this just takes the physical part out of printing, which makes it faster, more accurate, and just easier.
Easier,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you put like the image
What do you mean?
for printing like a shirt, like the image that goes on the shirt? Like where do you put that on the machine?
Oh, okay. Here, I actually have screens right here. You just take the screen, and so the ink will go through this part, but it won't go through the green part. So
Okay,
this
gotcha.
is like a light sensitive glue that's been hardened by the exposure unit that I showed you in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so ink will go through here, and that's it's like a stencil. And so you load it in here like this. I don't have the press on right now, so I can't really lock it in, but it would lock into here. And then you load in a squeegee and a flood bar. So this is what's gonna like move the ink over the image. So if I had like a bead of ink right here, then I'd be able to show you. But basically what will happen is this will like move the ink forward over the image.
Okay.
And then this squeegee will drop down and apply pressure, and it will print.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
it's just like, it's flooding the ink and then printing, and then flooding and printing. And so
Do you have to like load in all the ink like one at a time, or can you do it all like at once?
we put like enough ink for the whole run.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, most of the time, unless we're doing like a massive run of like 1,000 pieces or something. But like,
And you do one color at a time?
yeah, each head, that's what each head is for a color.
Okay.
So if it was a 5-color print, then I would have 5 screens, and it'd be like, the first color, second color, third color, fourth color, and stuff like that. So we can do up to 8 colors, but sometimes you have to do what's called flashing in between colors, and that's what these red things are. They're like a heating element under there, and so that will like semi-dry the ink. And so sometimes you have to flash in between colors depending on a lot of things, depending on how big the image area is, depending on the ink. Like if you're printing white, you have to flash after, because white is super thick bodied ink, and it's like really tacky. And so you have to flash after it, otherwise it will stick to the next screen. And so
How long does it normally take to like do a run? Let's say of like 15 shirts. How long will that take?
15? Holy
Yeah.
shit, dude, that will take like, I don't know, a minute and a half.
A minute and a half with this automatic thing?
Yeah, it's pretty fast. Yeah, I feel bad telling people how quick it is to run their jobs, because when I tell them it's gonna take like 2 weeks, they're like, wow, it takes 2 weeks to print shirts. It's like, no, dude, it takes like 30 minutes.
just
to
have
print
a lot-
shirts.
a
We
lot.
we have like all these other orders that we have to get through first. So printing shirts is fast. Setting up, a lot of the time, takes longer than the actual printing part.
Gotcha.
Like all the back end, like computer stuff, burning the screens, mixing the inks, aligning colors with each other, like aligning the image. Like basically when you're taking an image, like a 3-color image, you have to like deconstruct it, and then on here you're putting it back together like a puzzle piece, and you have to like line everything back up to recreate the full image. And so doing all of that takes much longer than printing.
Okay,
most of the
gotcha.
time. Yeah.
So the actual physical labor is not as hard as like the pre-process.
Yes, it was when I was doing it by hand.
Oh, okay,
that
gotcha.
shit takes forever. But doing it this way is much faster. Like I wouldn't even be able to take on like a tenth of the work that I do now if I didn't automate, because I just physically cannot print that many shirts anymore.
And
It's
that
just too
fast.
much. Yeah. So,
Exactly. Well, there's the tour. This is the entire shop. Printhead headquarters. Let's go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course, man.